Welcome to the Squad Games Podcast. Squad Games Podcast.
So guys, I got a question for you. When you guys make your red pasta sauce, what do you guys do?
Are you talking about like spaghetti sauce?
Yeah.
Giacomo, I don't think you realize how white I am. I just open a jar.
I have a question. Dakotah, what color is red sauce for you?
It's red with black flakes.
Okay, so it's still red though.
Still red. Okay.
How about you, Ben? What do you do for your pasta sauce?
I don't make a lot of pasta sauce. I don't eat a lot of pasta either.
I don't either.
Italian food, I guess, is not something I go to cook often.
Wow.
I'm an amateur curry maker. I like making a lot of curry sauces and stuff like that. But that's sort of similar, but not at all.
I mean, you make more of a roux, right, when you do curry?
Yeah, like you fry up. Like, I'm no expert. Like you fry up your spices and your garlic and onions, like get all that fried up. And then you throw in some tomatoes and stuff like that. But
that still sounds pretty dope.
I also am anti-Italian, not like the people, but just the food.
But to isolate a large portion of that.
No, it's just like Dakotah and I continuously fight because his favorite restaurant down here is Piccola. What is it, Dakotah?
Piccola.
Yeah, and he's always like, he wants to go there all the time, but it really irritates me because we'll go and I end up spending like $44 on 8 pieces of like ravioli, and it makes me livid.
Well, I'm already starting to be enraged because it's not Italian, it's Sicilian.
Oh my bad.
All right.
My bad. Okay. Whatever these pasta nations are, like I can't handle it. Like I was like, I just can't spend money on pasta. It just really upsets me.
You're more like a Chef Boyardee fan.
So you'd rather go to Denny's. You'd rather go to Denny's and eat from Denny's rather than eat pasta?
How do you make the leap from not wanting to spend $40 on 8 pieces of ravioli to eating at Denny's? I also do not enjoy Denny's. What is wrong with you? Yeah,
Dakotah, you're reaching a little hard there on that one. He's in defense mode.
I am in defense mode.
He was attacked. So yeah, this is the Squad Games Podcast. Today we have Ben, we have Saya, we have Dakotah, and we have Giacomo. We're talking about cooking, and let's take it from here.
What was your guys' favorite dish you cooked all year?
Oh shit!
Man,
mine would be Mongolian beef.
Okay, that's cool. What's your process like?
I read from a cookbook and then I cook it. Otherwise, I don't know how to cook.
Okay.
My wife usually cooks the majority of the meals.
He uses a tri-tip, and then when it's super not frozen but very, very cold, we slice it into slices.
Okay.
And we do an egg white wash on it to tenderize it. And we use I don't think we use I think we use Mexican chilies to spice it because that's what's in our grocery store, but they're phenomenal. Like
like dry big red chilies.
Yeah. And
in the ethnic aisle.
Well,
it sounds like Saya's cooking this beef, Dakotah. Sounds like you were just there.
He's made it once, and then he just kind of slid the recipe over, and he's like, "This is yours from now on." And
yeah,
all right.
It was dope.
But it's really
Sounds
good.
great.
But this is not really like cooking, but we came up with a fun little stuffed pizza, like monkey pull-apart bread that we just did for Christmas Eve. And it's like you use pizza dough from anywhere that you enjoy their pizza dough, and you stuff it with cheese like mozzarella and maybe some fresh herbs. And then you kind of you can create a fun shape with it depending on like what it is. And this is so easy, but it's also like a really nice dish to serve.
Do you have a great pizza sauce or pasta sauce to go with it?
And then like you do like an herbed butter over the top of it with like a lot of garlic, and then you just dip it into like a really yummy marinara or whatever. But it's really cool because it's very easy to do, but it looks fantastic. And that's Italian.
Sounds great.
But it's not pasta.
How about you,
How
Ben?
about you, fellas?
Oh man, I'll go. Favorite thing I made all year, I don't know, but like something that I make a lot if I don't know what to do is like a chana masala, which is sort of like a chickpea curry situation. And so like it comes together real quick. You just have to make sure that you like get the chickpeas like cooked down enough, and so they're not. I don't like a chickpea when it's too firm, so that's the only tricky part. But that's something I make. I've made quite a lot this year. and I like it. It's not the best thing, but I can't think of anything else right now.
And that's fair. I mean, it's your go-to. It's your go-to, you know?
That's
It's the go-to, man. It's easy.
right?
Yeah, my wife is vegan, so there's not a ton of overlap on what we eat, but that's something that we both eat and enjoy, so
right.
It's efficient.
It's a good meal.
I just got my wife a vegan cookbook.
How to cook.
Oh,
nice.
it's called Eat Like You Give a, and then it does finish the word, but I'm not going to say that on our.
Yeah, eat like you give a fuck.
Okay, thanks, Dakotah.
You're welcome. It's called The Thug Life.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
So we've actually owned it before, but when we moved, we put it in storage, and like that particular box happens to be in the back of our storage unit. And we just haven't found it, so I got it again for Christmas. But I remember marking a lot of some of these amazing. When there's a really good one with a spiced chickpea wrap in it that we both enjoyed as well. And we're not vegan, but like we occasionally will try to do like vegan days and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's cool.
Highly recommend that book.
I like that.
It's the only vegan thing that I can say. I don't know.
Oreos are not vegan.
How about you, G?
I like to make red sauce using a mirepoix base. Which
All right, fancy boy. What's that?
That's just fancy for carrot, celery, and white onion.
Okay. That sounds great.
It releases a lot of flavor, so I like to do that with tomato sauce, and that's why I was making that with meatballs today, which is why I decided to talk about that. So if anyone's there at New Year's with me, it's going to be a handful of people. They're going to get to try those meatballs that are in that sauce. Really, you're seeing the meatballs because those meatballs, I cheated and went to IKEA. Hey, IKEA meatballs are dope, though. Yeah. Mirepoix. You can
Shout out real quick.
Uh-huh.
At the top of our podcast, the day that this releases, which will be January 2nd, everyone, that is the very last day that you can buy any LVO t-shirts or sweaters or any of those packages from us. So if you plan on getting any of those for LVO, make sure you grab them today, because if you don't, or they won't be available.
And also, speaking of LVO, what are our numbers? I know that we officially are the world's largest kill team tournament.
By a lot. Yeah. We're
By
at
a lot.
165.
165. And that's not including narrative, correct?
After Dark, right? It's not including After Dark?
Not including After Dark.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Are you guys doing Kill Team After Dark?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no way. Okay, sweet.
It's super fun.
Just come through, Ben. Just come through, my guy.
It's going to be... we're still working out the...
You can't stop me.
I won't stop you.
I wouldn't stop
one.
that precious face.
It's going to be a really cool arena. Like, we're doing this arena style like fight between like 3 players. And we're still working out some of the kinks to it, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, man, that rules.
Yeah, so the premise of it is that everyone is a Drukari Lord, and we're going to give out a bunch of little gold coins to everyone. And we're going to sort everyone, I think, into 3 teams. Don't quote me. This all could change. And those 3 Drukari Lord teams all have to play in different arenas. And you can go around and bet on different games on who's going to win. And
we're splitting teams into thirds, though, right? Like you bring your kill team forward, and that kill team will be split into thirds because you can only have a third of your team out on the board.
Something similar. The math is a little bit more complicated, but yes. And essentially what happens is that everyone comes out and they play, they battle, and whoever has the most gold at the end of the night gets the prize. Because it doesn't matter if your kill teams are dead, as long as you have the most gold. And if you don't want to do that, there'll be boards set up so people can play normal games with with black lights and stuff. So that's cool. A lot of fun. Yeah, it's going to be very lore heavy. Should be fun.
That sounds rad.
Yeah. Ready to get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode?
Absolutely.
All right, you want to start us off?
Me?
Sure. Yeah.
Start us off on what? I thought we were just chatting.
We already started. What are you talking about?
I know. This is not going to be... No, I'm kidding. Let's cut out 9 minutes of conversation we had.
Yeah.
So it's going to be our official 2023 look back and our favorite parts of the year.
Mm-hmm. So people that had just started tuning in or haven't listened to all of our past episodes, Ben was on our New Year's podcast last year at the turn of the new year. Ben has a wonderful YouTube channel and an amazing podcast that we will get to shortly. And he's a dear friend of ours. So we had him on and we made a couple hobby bets. And
Oh boy.
yeah, I know.
We'll get to that.
We also did a bunch of other stuff, just talked and we're checking back in with Ben to see not only if we all completed our hobby bets, but also, how things have progressed, how life has changed, kind of giving an update for all of our listeners. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, it should be.
Absolutely
Right.
should be. So should we dive into the
The bet.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way so we can move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
go ahead.
Our original bet was to finish a kill team and then to make a display board.
That is correct.
That is correct. I failed. I did not complete any kill teams. I did complete kill teams and game boards this year, but
Not for yourself.
not for myself. I became a commission painter early in the year, so all of my painting went to that.
You know what kind of gets to me is the fact that you could have just finished the kill team that you play consistently.
No, because I didn't realize that
Mhm.
I still have mold release on them and half the paint keeps chipping off of my guys. So no, I'm not going to repaint. I'm not going to do that to my little action heroes.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
Are they still not finished?
No.
No, you're kidding me.
Some of them
You're
look like
kidding.
this.
So I was going to finish them this month, but when I started looking at them, I noticed that they were chipping a lot. And I was like, why is this happening? And I used my nail to scratch them. And on 14 of my 17 models, the paint just flakes off. So I have to strip them all, clean them all again. So either the mold release is still on it, or there's a bad batch of primer that I was using for a while, and I've had to undo everything on those models. And I actually found out that the primer was bad because I messed up a whole commission paint that I had to repaint too.
So bummer.
Big sad.
Yeah. So, pain in the ass to say the least. So no, I have not finished that one. My Imperial Fist team is done, but I don't have the board for it yet. So,
so I have a question on this. So last year when we were all talking about this, there was talk of like we sort of called our shots, and so like I finished a kill team and built a display board, but it's not for the shot that I called. So what does that count for? Because I think for a hot second when we were talking, I was thinking of doing like an AdMech team. What's it called? Hunter Clade, like a Dark Mechanicum. And so for a hot second, I was into that, and I dropped it dropped it like it was hot, and. So I did build a display board for my Legionaries, which, by the way, won Best Painted. This display board won Best Painted at the Tampa Open, the GW Tampa Open, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And so I did finish a display board and a team, but it was not for the shot that I called. So
Then you lose, Ben. You lose.
did I lose? I just put the clarification on it. Okay.
No,
yes, I have lost.
I'm only saying that because I don't think any of us did display boards this year.
Not for the team. And I'm in the same boat as Ben. I dropped Breachers and I finished Kasserkin.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, this should count for something. This should count for something.
Are
Well,
so
see, Ben,
nice,
you're already
though.
coming to LVO, so you're already making good on your bet. This
Yeah,
just means
win or
all
lose,
of-
I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that just means all of us have to go to an East Coast event.
Get to it. Get to it, folks.
All right, which one do you want us to go to, Ben?
Well, have a few coming up. The Florida scene's getting organized, and so it's actually a really cool side note is that we have a couple of players who have been like coming to the events that I've been running at Warpfire are starting to run their own events in Florida. So it's sort of really the scene is really blossoming out here. So there'll be no shortage of events to come to. So I'll keep you posted.
All right.
All right.
Saya, how far did you get with your hobby?
Well, I actually completed the team that I said I was going to, but they're not painted great, but they are like tournament ready. And of course, there's always a lot of I had to quickly paint up an intercession team for BAO, and I mean, they're not fantastic, but they're fully painted. I have actually wanted to kind of revamp them up for my channel as just like showing people how you can take something you painted prior that wasn't the best and like how you can kind of salvage it without, having to strip everything off of it. But I did not get a display board done at all.
What chapter did you paint about?
Blood Angels.
Blood Angels. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. And they've got really cool, like hazard stripe swords and, chain swords. And it's just like, I definitely want to go back through and do the detail of them. But
She's a simp for Sanguineas.
I am.
Hey, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think there's a couple people that I know that will like swear on the behalf of the Chaos Gods, but outside of those motherfuckers,
Calling you
he's
out,
one of the good ones. Yeah, like I'm a Chaos guy, and Sanguineas is one of the good ones, right?
Yeah.
Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
he's dead, right? So that just makes him better for you.
Yeah, I said gone too soon. Yeah.
Jeez, Dakotah. You like him because he's dead? Okay.
How do you compete with that hair,
You can't. Fabio, man.
Exactly.
I wish Dorn was that cool.
But he's not, so too bad.
Oh, but he's not.
He didn't get a Primarch model, We got the lion, so we'll see what we get
The
next
lion
year.
is dope, though.
Lion
That
is
model-
dope, though. Yeah.
Man.
Man, what was your guys' favorite model that came out this year? There's a
Ooh,
lot of models.
I know
what
I
I
picked,
voted for.
but I have to figure out what the name is. Hold on.
So I voted for the lion this year.
You voted for the lion? I
Yeah,
did
on
not.
the Warhammer community thing.
It's pretty
I'm gonna-
basic, Dakotah.
I'm gonna
Pretty
pull,
basic.
pull up my,
I'm
my
a-
favorite one.
I'm a Primarch boy. I'm not going to lie. Gee, what about you? What'd you say?
I'm gonna pull up my favorite one.
Oh,
I can't remember their names, but I know the faction. And if I say the faction, then you guys will know it. But
So-
I'm gonna spoil it.
So I have mine here, and so as soon as this model released, for me, I called it that it was my model of the year. And so for me, I'm not a Tyranid guy. I really don't care, but the Tyranid Death Leaper with the skin cloak thing.
oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it is so cool to me. For me, that's my favorite model. That's what I voted for.
Nice. I know Giacomo's
What do you think is mine?
Space Marine Desolators.
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect. I'm pulling them up here. They are from the Seraphon line.
Oh, which ones?
I'm going to pull them
The
up.
space
right
lizards?
Is the crocodile ones?
The Croxagores? Those guys are dope.
now. Yeah, Croxagores is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got that vicious look. I like them. And it was also between that and the Saurus Warriors, because I also like the way that they look. The new releases of them this year was pretty dope.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Good picks.
Yeah, the Croxagores were my favorite models back in the day when for old Warhammer, and then they really came out swinging hard for this year. AOS makes some beautiful models for
They
sure.
do.
Oh, yeah.
I love this model. He's so funky.
Well,
but
if
I
you get to
voted
use
mine.
AOS as your favorite model, one of my favorite models wasn't even a GW model. It was the
Go for
one.
it.
Ooh.
It was. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but it's the one from it came out August 16th, 2023 from Artel. It's the Guardian Angel model. That's basically Sanguineas.
Oh, I gotta look this up.
WRL, right?
Look it up. It's the most beautiful model. I got it in.
This thing.
It took like 8 weeks for me to get it in. And of course, when you buy anything from Artel, it always comes in like a Harry Potter box, like with a wax seal. So it's always a special occasion. But the model is so beautiful.
That is a pretty model.
Yeah,
This rules.
it
Those
is.
wings.
I know. And it's just like, that's why I say, like, I kind of feel like this is not really my excuse, but I'm going to use it now. But I was like, I kind of want to like wait till he's done before I can like do a display board for everybody. Like, that's
Are
not
you-
the excuse I used. But
So between this Guardian one, sorry to interrupt, between this Guardian one and the one that GW came out with, Saya, which one do you like more?
this one is so beautiful. I mean, if you're looking at this model, zoom into like the details on the wings. It just is such a beautiful model. And his face is very just angelic. Like he looks his everything is so cool.
That's pretty rad.
The
I hope
one
you guys are
from
looking
the
at it.
one like I do not like the face on the GW model
Okay.
at all.
Okay. It's because he's like coming down at that angle? Because I think it's
I
the
don't
angle for me.
know. It just he's all funky. I do like the armor of the GW one, but I think that this guy is super cool. I like.
I have a runner up for second best model of the year.
What's that?
Fulgrim.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
good one. That's a great
Snake.
pick, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's just sexy, man. This is
He
good.
would like to hear that. I feel like that's appropriate.
This is one of those models where, like, once you build it, like, you never move it again. It's
Those wings are gonna snap
wings
off,
are gonna
dude. If you touch it wrong, if you look at it wrong, those wings are snapping off.
I know, I'm terrified. I'm looking at it on the internet.
Dude, I saw them like putting this together on on a YouTube video, and I didn't realize like how flimsy a lot of the resin is, and it's just like for a $400 model, this just looks like a fucking nightmare.
Oof, it's a bad time, dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't get my number one. It just seems like he just seems like an asshole to put together.
This is the model you're talking about, right? When you click this link I just sent to you, Dakotah.
If it's a fucking little circle,
You're about to get rickrolled. You're about to get rickrolled.
Not that one, Giacomo.
Do we have a chat with all of us in it? Because I could just send this to everybody. I can't find one fast enough. Sorry, guys. You have to Google it.
You have to Google it.
I mean, Dakotah might be able to share it. He has everyone at fast speed right now.
Kind of. I'm not that fast.
So what was your model of the year, Dakotah? Did you say yours?
I think it was the lion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the lion. Yeah,
He was
pretty good.
beautiful, though.
He is beautiful. It was.
You know what I'm really enjoying right now?
What are you really
Completely
enjoying?
a little off topic, but are the Joy toys that are coming out, especially the Primarchs.
Oh yeah,
Son
super
of a
cool.
God damn it, Giacomo! I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Oh no, he got us with that one. That was Dakotah.
Oh.
It even says finger
God.
got him in the link.
It does.
You got to click the second link. That's the one that has the. Fun
There was
folder.
no second link.
I just put it right now.
I'm not clicking on anything. I'm gonna just not be on that
It's
conversation.
the epic scale Fulgrim is the best Fulgrim.
Yeah, this whole bit is awesome audio content.
Uh-huh.
People will love listening to this.
Especially
They
if they
sure
don't know what was sent. Like, they're just gonna think it was some like random.
So I sent a link with a finger got him. If anyone knows what a finger got him is.
It looks like this, guys. Can you see it?
I do not wish to be a part of this game that you guys play, and yet you drag me into it. I'm always like, hey, I was never a 12-year-old boy. This is not really
Husband
my
was a
thing.
12-year-old boy at one point, though.
He was.
And in some ways I still am.
Where did you send the link?
It's in the Zencast.
It's right underneath the one I sent, babe.
Yeah.
I clicked out.
So Giacomo, what is this
It's going to take you to the full page for the lexicon, but if you go to the bottom where you see the images,
it's pretty bad.
It's the epic scale Fulgrim.
So anyone who's looking to find this image, we'll post it in our Discord, but it's the epic scale Fulgrim miniature. You could also look it up on Google.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful.
I love all
everything-
those old demon Primarchs.
Everything that Games Workshop has wanted it to be. Dude,
Can
I
I
swear
use
to God, if
in
they
my-
make the actual one look like this, the plastic one, I will lose my fucking shit.
Because of how much you love it.
Quite possibly.
Man, their painters really like stepped up their game too compared to back in the day.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
It
totally.
wasn't bad then, but like, damn, they really, really stepped up.
Yeah, it's because painting was new back then, and now people are actually #good at
Good at painting.
yeah, they're good at painting now.
So that was the bet in a nutshell. And talking about favorite models, you know.
Yeah, if we didn't finish, we had to go to the East Coast or Florida and do a tournament, and Ben would have to come to the West Coast. If he didn't, Ben's already making good. He's like, "Yo, guys,
LVO.
I'm going to be there. I'm coming to LVO, man, and I'm pumped for it.
He's all there. He's there now.
I am going to go ahead and put this out here, not to be Debbie Downer, but I don't think Vegas counts as the West Coast.
Damn. Yeah.
Oof.
it does count. It does
Man,
count."
you just want to.
It better count. It has to count for this.
Yeah, I feel like if you're
California
coming
town
from
in there?
Florida, that's fine.
That's about as west as it gets for us in Florida.
He's only 5 hours from the beach. He's fine.
Yeah, coasts are overrated, guys. The coasts are overrated.
Yeah, you got one on either side of you, my guy.
I haven't
Hey,
been
did
to
any
the
of the hurricane? Was there any hurricanes this year, Ben?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have to evacuate ever?
Oh, dude, man. So you live in Florida. What is that quote? Oh, for you, it may have been the worst day of your life. For me, it was just a Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Like it's hurricanes. Like where we live in particular is like Central Florida, which is a great place to be for hurricanes. Some other places like on either coast are not so lucky, and people have been hit hard there. But us in Central Florida, it's sort of the perfect place to be, because once hurricanes get to us, it kind of dissipates. So you lose power for a day or two maybe, and then life continues. No big deal for us specifically.
That's rad. Because we had a little baby one out here, which turned out to just be a big storm afterwards.
Dude, we had an earthquake the same day.
Yeah.
California doesn't get hurricanes, okay? We got
like biblical.
And an earthquake happened the exact same time.
It was a little crazy.
Fucking crazy.
But
That's
not only that,
wild.
well, we also are still dealing with some. I technically would call it a mini tsunami, because I feel like it's just massive waves that are like going 3 blocks up Ventura. But there was apparently a giant storm miles off the coastline, but they're sending massive waves, so it's hitting all of like Southern California. And then we're talking about waves that are breaching like walls and going like up. They're not doing a lot of damage, but it's pretty chaotic. But of course, in Ventura, you just see videos of like surfers out there, and I'm like, you guys. You deserve getting what you get. Come on, guys. But that's happening right now. But I don't think it's technically a tsunami, but it's definitely, we're getting like, I think in parts like 12 to 15 foot waves.
I have heard about that. It's tubular.
Crazy weather patterns. Getting crazier every year.
Almost as crazy as how limited the releases of stuff was this year.
Transition.
Is that the biggest loss that Games Workshop had? Like the biggest L that they took?
For Kill Team, because they released other stuff. But like,
I would say there's another one for Games Workshop. You want to guys talk about the movie deal with Amazon?
Yeah. Didn't that like fall through?
No,
I think it's going through, but I think it's going to be a huge loss for GW.
Misreported.
Oh, sorry.
The thing. And he was saying that it was falling through when it wasn't, and they signed all the contracts and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Still probably could fall through though. Like in that line of business, like I imagine it is still up in the air, honestly.
Until they're filming and they have the cast, it's not there yet.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be very honest too. Like the things that after like a Ring of Power, I'm really nervous about how this is going to end up. So.
I mean, think of it this way, though. Henry Cavill is one of the producers, the executive, the regular.
I know, and he's pretty true to
the lore.
Yeah, very much so. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I think that's why they brought him on, is because so Games Workshop is usually super protective over their IP. So I don't think that. Now the thing is like, could they release something and it suck dick? Absolutely. But at least it will be lore accurate.
Right, because if you have like Henry Cavill, at least he has connections to get you the right people to get the job done, right?
Yeah.
Or GW might not have those connections. So this is the guy who wants to make sure it's going well and has connections. So we got to hire him, you know?
Yeah, it's the best case scenario. Like it is the single best case scenario for someone to helmet in Hollywood, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably, right? Unless you want to get, what was the Igor guy who did all the video game ones and just destroys the IP? I forget his name, but yeah, all those video game movies are bad.
So is that a W or is that an L for G-dubs?
Well, here's the concern for me is that it goes the way of like superhero movies, in that like what used to be a precious nerd thing is now like feels sort of like it's been like ruined. Now it's for everybody. Yeah. And so like the Warhammer getting bigger and all this kind of stuff, a lot of good comes along with it. But the concern is like, oh man, if it's for everybody, then it's kind of not as special anymore. But that's just me being a little cynical. I'm being cynical.
No, you're absolutely right though, because when it's for the people who were original fans, you know, people who play the game, I think that it's made for those people. And now when it moves to be a little bit more mainstream, they're going to have to appeal to people who don't understand what like Warhammer is. So, I mean, it could be amazing, but I have a feeling that them pandering to a new audience may upset a lot of people who are wanting a more, true to lore aspect of this. So we'll see. Because no matter what, like I know that, you know, Mr. Cavill is a Warhammer player, but at the same time, it's like he does work in Hollywood. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's best case scenario. Having Superman, Mr. Henry Cavill is best case scenario.
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. I think I think Games Workshop, ever since they like almost filed for bankruptcy, I think they've been really pushing the trying to go mainstream and really make this like a real lore IP thing. And I think that they're going to finally eventually get to their goal, and whether or not that's good for the company or bad for the company, because then it's going to be in all the media's eyes and all that kind of stuff. I guess we're going to have to see, but hopefully with that means more revenue, right? And that just means more Warhammer content. So
Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
crossing my fingers, hoping for the best.
Same.
Here's a video for you guys. You won't have to watch it now. You just got to read the title at least. Since we're talking about Warhammer and this stuff, and you're talking about mainstream, and sort of relating to what Ben was talking about.
Yeah, I'll check it out later for sure.
Yeah, just the title, the Warhammer, the final boss of nerd stuff. I've watched this video before, and it pretty much goes down to like, there's nerdy stuff, and then you have Warhammer, which is like, Taylor Swift levels of autism to know the lore.
No.
Dude, Taylor Swift stuff has a shit ton of lore.
I would say, are we dunking on Taylor Swift? Because I'm in.
Not at all. I'm down for Taylor Swift.
I'm
but
down
there's
to
a
dunk
lot
on
of
T
lore.
Swift all day long.
There's a lot of lore in your stuff. What the hell? Like, there was a joke someone posted once. It's like an image, and it said that somewhere out there is an autistic girl who knows all the Taylor Swift lore, just like you guys know all the Warhammer lore.
Oh my gosh.
See, I don't think I'm going to dunk on anyone who could pay somebody to dunk on me every single day for the rest of my life.
Oh, I will. I don't care.
T Swift, I don't want to be in her book. I'll be,
You'll be in the dwarves book before that.
The dwarves book before T Swift's book.
I'll take a Swift grudge. Give me all the Swifty grudges. I can handle it.
Oh my God.
I don't want a song written about me.
I am God's strongest soldier. Give me all the Swifty grudges.
I'm honest with you. I mean, the Swifties out there, oh man, I don't think I'd want them to be angry with me.
They're pretty intense, right?
They're intense.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only thing that would beat the Swifties are like the K-pop followers. Oh my gosh. Like when they like come together, they can destroy world.
So you'd say it's like which lore is stronger than, of all of them? Warhammer, K-pop fans, or Swifties?
I don't know why these three are together. Like,
yeah, I mean, 40K has the heritage. You know what I mean? This has been going since since before I was born. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
Okay. Yeah, they an interesting fact about Warhammer history is that the Lord of the Rings game actually spawned a huge majority of people into the Warhammer game itself.
Oh, like Warhammer Fantasy Battles?
No,
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth. Yeah.
Right.
Which, by the way, guys, funny you bring that up. I'm jumping in with both feet on Middle Earth strategy battle game, guys. Yeah.
Wow.
It's real fun. It is. I have a bunch of stuff coming in, and I'm going with the Gundabad Orcs and Azog's Legion. Yeah, it's fun. It's real fun.
What did you play, Dakotah?
High Elves.
I know you played it.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Look at that. They're going to
And then you become an Eldar player, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I started off with Eldar, with Eldar, and then I jumped into battle mode. I went opposite. But I started, I think, before Lord of the Rings actually officially came out.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm an Elrond boy,
nice,
and a Glorfindel guy.
That rules.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big Lord of the Rings nerd. Is anyone else here a big Lord of the Rings nerd?
I really enjoy the series, and the books have a lot more singing than I would have thought. But I don't know if I'm at the level of playing all the board games yet. Though I did like the card builder game they have. Or deck builder, I think, is the genre of board game.
Yeah, I really like it. It sounds like you're way more knowledgeable than I am, but so I'm not an expert, but I really like it, and I'm sort of coming back to it because it was one of the first fantasy books that I ever read and really loved it. So I'm sort of coming back around to it.
Who's your guys' favorite Lord of the Rings character?
Ooh. Legolas rules, man. Legolas rules.
He's cooler in the books.
Are you talking about book wise, or are you talking about movie wise? Because like Glorfindel is a really cool character, but he's not in the.
It can be anything.
Movie.
It just has to be in the lore.
I would say Glorfindel.
Okay.
Are we just doing Lord of the Rings? Can we choose the Hobbit too?
Of course you can.
What was that White Orc? I thought that White Orc was dope as fuck.
Azog?
Is that his name?
I believe so.
Yeah, well, actually, guys,
actually,
Azog's, the bad guy in the Hobbit books is actually Bolg. Azog died many years before, actually.
I love this conversation.
There we go. We got
I really
the
like
Right.
this.
actually.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, Azog was dope. You know.
He's the son of Azog. My bad.
Yeah, that guy was dope as fuck. You know. Otherwise, I also really enjoy Samwise.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice, okay.
it's solid.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's turned into a Lord of the Rings podcast.
For
We're
the
allowed to
short
like
amount of
other
time.
things.
Yeah, we are. Not on this show though.
So-
I kid.
So, did you guys? What was your guys' favorite thing that you painted all year?
Ooh, man. For me, I didn't paint a ton of things, but I really focused in on my Legionary Red Corsairs, my Legionary kill team. And so that and the display board with it is the easy answer for me.
Yeah, your display board's sick.
Thank you, man.
It was pretty sick.
You deserved the win at Tampa for sure.
He took that W.
You did.
Took it down. Felt good.
Corsair style. I love it.
How about you, Sayat?
It was actually the terrain that we did for our competition.
For
That
Battle
was
Brother
this year.
Ben's terrain channel.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
actually, I think it was just one of those things that kind of really, because I mean, I've taken a break from just life for the past 3 years with like having a toddler and moving and everything like that. And then doing a lot of the grunt work for squad games, just, moving the business side of this forward. So it was very, it kind of got me back into like wanting to paint more kill teams, just to paint other things in general, because it was so fun and creative. And of course, if you have a little competition, it's always going to like light a fire underneath you. But I think it just ended up being super fun and because it's not something I would have normally painted, because it's very nurgly and gross. And I got to use a lot of products I've never used before, like uwu and just like other things. I didn't say it.
You just did. You just did.
I said uwu. I didn't say ooh. So I know. Every time I did that, Dakotah would like roll his eyes. He's like, "Shut up."
Ooh, glue.
Uwu. Sorry, uwu. Uwu.
Close
glue.
enough. We all knew what you're talking about.
I think I called it uwu so many times. I'm never gonna not be able to call it that. But yeah, it's a very interesting product. I like it a lot. It also holds up great. So especially because it's like the terrain that we painted, we use at our events, and a lot of people have touched it. But that was a really fun project that kind of like inspired me to want to paint more and get me back into the hobbyier side of kill team. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it looks great. Killed it.
Yeah, she definitely won that competition for sure. Between
Except I cheated.
The first
We just found out I cheated. So
no one had to know.
I know, but this is what I feel like. Like I am
Thanks
an
for being
honest
so
soul.
honest. Yeah, thanks for being
But
so honest.
apparently, we thought we lost part of it because it was an entire boarding actions box set. We all had to do an entire boarding action box set. It wasn't just like an Into the Dark kill team. It was like the whole thing. We were using it for a
Boarding action tournament.
boarding action tournament, but like we couldn't use my set because we were missing walls, and we thought they were just like put somewhere. But it turns out when we were cleaning out our garage that something had happened, and like 2 or 3 of my walls they have the primer on them, but they were never fully painted.
Yeah, it
They were
was
just
all-
like,
Oh, no.
yeah. And so like, I'm like, do I really win? Because I didn't meet the qualifications. But we just found that out like 2 weeks ago that I like just didn't do these, but I have to get them done before LVO. But like, that makes me feel really upset because I thought I finished everything and we just lost pieces. But
Oh, yeah, you still win. You crush these noobs. Yeah,
we
you
were
totally
fucking
still win.
done, dude. Yeah, she wrecked us.
well, thank you. We still have to film the repercussions for that. We should continue with that. That was a super fun. Except you guys are gonna make me paint models, and I'm like the weakest painter.
Then you'll have to eat some hot, spicy shit, and then
I
you'll
know.
fucking know the pain.
Giacomo's like, bring it. I don't care.
Yeah, Giacomo doesn't give 2 fucks, so he can lose every fucking game. And he's
It'll
like,
still-
"Yeah,
it'll
I
still
fucking,
burn on the way there.
I live this shit."
Well, maybe we don't have to always use the same punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, we could use it.
I tried.
We
homemade
could do one
kombucha
like where
for
we
the
have
very
to
first
like
time.
we have to like wear really nice clothes and then dive into a mud puddle.
Who's gonna clean that up?
Whoever
loser.
loses.
That's gotta be Giacomo's, because that's not gonna be yours because I do the laundry. That's not a fair punishment for me.
So my favorite was painting Master Chief, my Master Chief that I painted this year for.
I love that model.
That was
That's
super
cool.
cool.
Mhm. It was a Casterkin model that I had swapped and then painted him. I had to do it twice because the first time was the bad primer. It took 7 hours both times. It was a fucking nightmare, to say the least.
I mean,
How about you, G?
Exactly. I was going to jump off on that. Was also a Casterkin sergeant with a head swap. Wartime Mario. He's got a big old mustache. Fun doing the plasma pistol. Fun doing the face. Fun doing the patterns on the armor. That team would end up winning Best Painted at Merry Mayhem. Going to go a little bit ahead.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that was a fun time. I liked Casterkin. They're fun models. Brings me back to the age of 13, looking at the Imperial Guard. I think it was 4th edition Codex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where it's the picture of the Casterkin and the one guardsman just looking at it.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, damn, that's dope. Good feels.
What was your
Awesome.
guys' favorite tournament that you guys attended this year?
Did we have to be players?
No, you didn't play in very many tournaments.
Well, I
but you
played at BAO.
Yeah.
But my favorite, of course, is I'm always going to say AVTT. I just think AVTT is a good time. I'm never going to not vote for AVTT.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And this year it was a very large turnout as well. And it was, I
Yeah,
don't know.
54 players. I think it was 32 teams or 26 teams or something like that.
And everybody there was just a joy to be around. The teams were so great because I think we did discuss this AVTT after it happened, but just part of the recap. For some reason this year, all the teams really were, I don't know. They all wore themed outfits and they had themed names. And so we had a group of pirates and they stayed in character the entire time. And then we had some of the I'm trying to think of Jimmy Kell team, and they showed up the very first day and they all were in purple outfits. It was just great. Everything was just so phenomenal and everybody was having such a good time. It was good vibes only. And it was just a wonderful experience. Also, I mean, that was our first painting contest. What was that called? Forged Brush. And that had a really good turnout and it was phenomenal. So I'm hoping that will grow every year too.
Yeah, Ben, our main trophy for the Forged Brush was an anvil.
Yeah.
Oh, that rules. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
I wish I could have gone. I had the back then.
I know you did.
Mm-hmm. For me, I think my favorite tournament that I attended would probably be, it's hard to choose between Nova and Merry Mayhem. Both had good road trips with good homies. So I'd probably say one of those two. And then for TOing would probably be LVO and AVTT for my two. I know I said one, but I'm a fucking cheater. It's my fucking podcast. I make the fucking rules.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoyed as an attendee BAO. It was also mostly because I knew it was going to be Sheldon Steer's last time TOing, so I felt like it was really important, and it was actually a really fun gathering. So I mean,
it really was,
and it was a really beautiful location. So I had a blast there.
Who's taking over for SoCal afterwards since Sheldon's?
You mean BAO?
I think
BAO.
Chris, right?
Chris Bakke is going to be taking the reins.
Radical. Yeah, he's good too.
Nice, man. Nice. No, I miss Sheldon, man. I need to check up on him. I miss Sheldon.
You get to see him in Vegas in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah, dog. I'm pumped.
Yeah. Go to Fat Tuesdays, get some drinks. Yeah. You guys ever get those big drinks?
No, I haven't. Well, Giacomo.
Well, of course you don't, but you can fill it with Dr. Pepper.
I asked him because I had my birthday dinner last night, and I was we're all getting drinks, and Coda's like, "Oh, I'll get a Dr. Pepper." I came home, I was like, "How many refills do you get?" He's like, 6, and he's in bed wired. He's like, I was like, oh, man.
How about you, Ben? What did you enjoy? What was your favorite tournament?
Oh man, I went to 3 this year. This year for me was my real first sort of entry into playing competitive kill team, and so I went to three this year, and I'm pretty happy with how it went at all 3. I had winning records, not winning, but I won more than I lost at each one of those, so that felt pretty good. so I did the Kansas City Open, which was so awesome. Like it was a little more, it felt like a little more intimate, and it was just an awesome time hanging out with some good folks. And I got to meet some friends that I talked to on Discord there. I went to the Tampa Open, GW Tampa Open, and then I went to one recently run by one of our Florida TOs, Jeff, his first event, and he killed it. But for me, it's got to be the Tampa Open because it felt like a nice reward for all the work that we've been doing, trying to get Florida, the kill team scene up and going and running, and to have the GW Tampa Open there, it kind of felt like a nice little reward. We had everybody there and everybody hanging out. So for me, it would be that one. And it was my first event that I got to do. Ben was the TO for, and who I'd talked with a little bit online, but never actually met. So that was cool. And so I'm going to go the GW Tampa Open because that just felt like a nice little button on the end of that year for getting Kill Team up and running in Florida.
Amazing. How about you, G?
For me, this one was tougher. I like Merry Mayhem because I won stuff, but I really like SoCal.
You won Best Painted.
I did. And a Felgor team off a raffle. But I really liked watching all the games at SoCal at Table Zero. It's very fun to for me, it's very fun to just sit and stare at inanimate objects for 2 hours at a time. I'm clapping over there. They're using moves I'm expecting them to do, and I'm just having a great time. I'm really getting into it. So I don't mind sitting in front of the computer screen and watching the stream. It's a lot of fun. I think I'd have to go SoCal, and it's fun to have the friends and eat at Bong Journos. Because you sneak in a little bit of the spliff,
Absolutely.
Have a good time near the beach.
Yeah. Notice how none of us said KTO. Moving on.
Oh no, bummer.
No, bummer. Now we have to talk about that.
No,
Bummer town. Well, I didn't play a KTO, so I didn't play a KTO.
Dakotah,
that was awesome, dude. Yeah, you played a KTO. I had a KTO. Was awesome for me. Hanging out in the tent and
outside in the winter.
Listen, man, it was actually wonderful. It was not what I. It ended up, in all things considered, it was wonderful, and I had a great time running a very fun narrative event.
Good.
So, but I didn't play, but I had a great time running it, like narrative stuff.
Yeah, this is you trying to start drama. My goodness,
I can't believe that was this year. That took me by surprise when you mentioned
so
it.
Much further.
Yeah.
What's really funny is you said LVO Dakotah, and I was like, was that this year?
Yeah.
Technically it was.
That's the thing. Me, Giacomo, and Ben, that's the first time that we met Ben in person.
Yeah, it was at ATO.
Yeah, me and G were hanging out. We're having a great time, man.
Having a great time, man. We ate at that chicken place after, all of us, the last day. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah. Damn, I wish I remember what it was called.
I don't even remember the chicken place.
I'm going to call it chicken place.
And then Glass finally got to try Dunkin' Donuts. Like, that was his mission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome in America.
Yeah, I got to meet Andy for the first time.
He should have made a YouTube video about it.
Man, every tournament I go to, I take all my equipment and I'm like, man, I'm gonna film something, and you just get so busy. Like, you're so busy, there's no downtime. And it's like I could either spend this time filming or I could hang out with these people that I talk with online that I'm so happy I get to see in person. It's like there's just never any time, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I did the same thing to KTO, and that's why I was like super impressed with when Can You Roll a Crit did a YouTube video about it, because I was like, damn, dude, like how did you have the energy or the wherewithal remember to record shit?
Yeah, just no time. I don't know how you do it.
You got to get a GoPro and just strap it on you with a battery pack and just like, that's it.
I did it for my very first time as a player at BAO. And it was interesting because it's like, you have to have a very good memory of certain aspects of it, because I remember, especially because BAO started really, really late in the day. I think it started like 11 was the first game. And I remember like the first day I did filming beforehand because I had all the time. But then when I was doing recaps, I just did it the next day. I was like, there's no way, because by the time you get out of there, you're starving. You want to hang out with friends, and then you fall asleep immediately. So I just feel like you have to really be dedicated to trying to do it. But it was very, very tough. And I've only done for one.
That's why you hire the one camera person who's like, you're literally just following me and filming.
Mm-hmm. So what is your guys's, so this year from Kill Team, we've all played some. What is your least favorite team to play against?
Harlequins. There you go. Harlequins.
That was quick.
Yep. I had it front loaded, brother. Harlequins.
How about you, G?
Cultists before the 2 nerfs.
Okay, we haven't played them in the new nerfs.
It's just a struggle. Like at the time, like I played both them and Felgor the same day, and Felgor was more fun to play because there was still like a better chance to win. And
See, I have yet to lose to cultists, so I would say Felgor for sure. Yeah, Felgor for sure for me is the bane of my existence. I just don't think it's a fun
Really?
team. Yeah, to play into.
I like Felgor. They weren't so bad.
Yeah, unless if you're playing Space Marines,
it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
They are not a fun team for pretty much any other team to play against, unless you're smashing them.
Good, I'm going to build them.
Then you just with Felgor, you literally just like, oh, you're going to play Felgor. I'm going to table you, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Or I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to. Yeah,
that's the only way to win. Frenzy them out.
Yep.
Though they did get a nerf that was a little rougher than it should have been. We'll get to that.
They got nerfed into the ground. That was some bull crap.
Some goat crap, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Get out of here.
How about you, Sayat?
I mean, I'm on the cultist hate bandwagon for sure. Like, it's just not a feel good time at all. So,
none of us said commandos. Interesting.
I actually did not play one commando this year at all.
I would like to change my answer to commandos.
I would like to change my answer.
Loaded. Let's go.
Yeah, I would like to change my answer formally. I didn't even remember that they existed because I've tried to trauma block that part of my brain out. Absolutely commandos. They suck. I hate them. Worst team. And this round of I'm doing the finger quotes right now, even though you can't see me. Nerfs that they got. Get out of town.
Yeah,
get out of town.
The thing is like their nerfs are just to stop any of their cheese. If you're a good commandos player, there's still going to be A or S tier.
Yeah, now they're just regular, like not even regular. They're still cracked. Like they're still way too good. Whatever. I'm salty about it.
So am I. It's all right.
I like the way they changed. Not giving the extra APL to the bomb squig was a smart move, and the change to not being able to switch your token was also smart. They were
now they have a million CP to be oppressive turn 2 now. That's the change.
Yeah.
Now they will just oppress you in turn 2 instead of turn 1.
Now they can shush, and then they have all their there's just a scratch points that they need.
Yeah, and Dakotah will be up every turn now that matters, and so yeah,
and they'll never run out of just a scratch. I mean, the team is still insanely oppressive. I mean, they got rid of the turn 1 alpha. They got rid of the 3 sneaky hits going forward because that was a huge issue.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the team is more like playable into because you can't like just cheese wins every time, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think the biggest impact will be like when a team gets toned down, like the community sort of just stops playing them, whether it's like a do nerf or not. Like this did not really fix some of their issues, in my opinion. But I think the impact on the community will be enough to sort of pacify the commando hate because people will just stop playing them because they got nerfed. And for that reason alone, it's sort of an interesting thing that always happens.
Well, people are going to stop playing them because Pathfinders are out. So
yeah, I mean that too, but like just typically when a team gets nerfed, people move away, even if it's not a big deal or not.
See, this is my problem with Pathfinders. Pathfinders had 2 nerfs.
They exist,
right? Yeah, they had 2 nerfs before last. They had 2 nerfs last year before LVO, right? Austin took him to LVO and dropped 7 points in the entire tournament. 7 rounds, he dropped 7 points. He lost his final game into Orion's Gellerpox. Now, here's the thing, right? They got better with crit ops, which was like essentially a buff. And then they got the nerf, and they were still good, but no one was playing them. Some melee teams came out. They're like, are they still good? Are they still good? Hey, let's give them a sideways buff. Okay, let's give them. And then now they're like, hey, we're going to give them a sideways buff, and we're going to give them one of their operatives back. So effectively, Pathfinders are the strongest they have been in like nearly 2 years.
In a long time,
since the days of when you could take multiple grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really, that seems wild to me. The Pathfinder changes, like I understand wanting to buff them because of sort of their perceived low power level. I say perceived because I agree. I think they've always been an awesome team. I think they've just obviously struggling into the dark, and I think the community has just been has done them a little dirty. But yeah, this to me just feels a little bit much. But it'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what you think after LVO, Ben.
No, the it'll be all right will be in another quarter they'll get nerfed again.
Oh, yeah,
That is the all right. It will not be all right now.
I mean, if you see a lot of changes or a lot of nerfs and buffs to a team, I mean, that's just sort of sounds like the design space was a little rough and it's got to be redone.
See, in my opinion, the Casser Kings are out here and they're going to be like, yeah, we're the kings of the metal, king of the castle, king of the castle. And then you have Pathfinders that are just like, yeah, well, our other name is Regicide and we just kill the kings.
Damn.
Two shots,
look at that vocabulary right there. I mean,
Damn,
I'll agree.
go.
Playing Casterkin, you can like really manipulate your shots and that's awesome. And someone's going to figure out how to do it really well or play it almost perfectly at LVO. But anyone who's really good at melee teams are going to break, gonna close that gap, and they can't really manipulate as easily in close combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they still can. Like, if not as well, obviously. But man, I don't know, man. The Caskin buffs. I will say this, and I would like to go on public record on someone else's podcast aside from my own to say that I think the Kill Team Rules team freaking kills it. I think they slay it. I love the game. It's the best game I've ever played. I love it. I think they're doing a bang up job. But man, these Casterkin changes spun my head around, fellas.
Agreed.
They spun my head around.
We'll see at LVO then, right?
I mean, yeah. We'll see all quarter long.
Yeah, I mean, right.
So here's my 2 cents on Casterkin is I think that they are going to be a really, really strong, really, really good team right now. My problem
they dominate them.
My problem that I see with them, and it makes them better into like shooty hordes. My problem with the changes to them is that with Vetguard still existing in their current power state, with Pathfinders being so strong, and some other teams, I think that they still have counters, so they're not like the overall kings of the meta like we saw with cultists. So I think that we're in a little bit more balanced place than like some people may think, but I think it's just a really bad place for elites.
Yeah, for sure.
But Legionaries still give my Vet Guard tons and tons of problems. So I still think there are things out there that can still play well into this meta, like mech-wise. But it's not going to be Justinian, and it's not going to be Intercession.
No, definitely not.
They're the big losers of the elite pool. They are the big losers for sure.
Yeah.
It's still fun to play, but absolutely, you're totally right. Mm-hmm. Legionaries is the winner.
I don't know. Maybe Phobos. I think Phobos have the best tools for it right now because Legionaries, like all the Legionary boys have been talking, and it's like, oh man. Obviously, I like Nurgle. Nurgle is the best. But Tzeentch is if you're going to be playing a bunch of Casterkin, Tzeentch is the way to go. And that's just not a good time. Like the Tzeentch is not the best way, but it's the better way into Casterkin. But now let me shut up because I'm just whining about Legionaries. I'll shut up.
Can't you have both of those in your rosters, like both Nurgle?
No, you can't. That's the big bummer.
You
can't do it. It's stupid. Unlock the roster. Hashtag unlock the roster.
You can't even have it in the roster, not just on like the actual kill team itself.
Nope. Yeah, you can either have Nurgle or Tzeentch, and you can have Khorne or Slaanesh.
In your roster, really, of 20 guys?
Dog.
Holy crap.
And you have to choose before the tournament starts.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that part. Dang, that sucks.
So that is a bummer.
Dang.
Yeah. I think that
that's big sad.
I think that Pathfinders are just as fast as Phobos, and Vetguard are also just as fast, and Scouts are pretty good.
Correct.
I think that Phobos still has its counters, but I think that they're probably you're probably right that they're the probably dominant one. They can probably do the most.
Yeah, and when you factor in season 3 beta Decima terrain, these jump tests.
Get out of here, fucking factor. Who's gonna play on that? What tournament organizer is gonna run that shit?
Someone will.
Someone will. At some point it will. It's going to have to get, I think it's going to have, the jump test thing is going to have to be patched, I feel like. Because, okay, here we go. One of my guys is to win the game. I need to pass this jump test. And I rolled a 1 and I can't re-roll it. I guess I lose the game. Like that does not feel competitive in such a finely tuned game. So I think some changes, and then I'm really excited to play on it. Like if I sound too negative, I really am hyped on Kill Team, and I'm super psyched to play on Beta Decima, honestly.
I'm negative on Beta Decima, and I won't apologize for it.
I'll try it, but I don't think I can.
I gotta
see
try it
competitive.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's competitive.
Yeah, I'll play it, but I'm not going to run it in my events unless if everyone's like clamoring for it. But here's the problem. Everyone was clamoring for Into the Dark. And once I started running Into the Dark, everyone was like, ew, why are you running Into the Dark? And it's like,
I would say there was
those people suck.
a handful of people who were negative about Into the Dark because I love ITD.
Me
That
too,
shit's
dog.
so much
Love it.
fun,
dude,
right?
all of the Pacific Northwest is like, hey, we don't run Into the Dark. I'm like, guys, come on.
It's
And then you
part of
have
it's actually good.
You have like people in SoCal don't run Into the Dark. You have people on the East Coast that played in KTO and they're like, yo, that was way too much. And we don't like Into the Dark anymore. Like there's like these pockets of like people all over the place that just don't like a format of the game. I mean, I'm right there with Beta Decima, so I'm joining the pool. I'm joining y'all.
Like I'll give you this. Like with Into the Dark, maybe you don't want to oversaturate it. Like if you have, let's say, 70-30, right? For the boards, hell, you could probably even do 60-40, maybe 70-30 to keep it safe. You're probably fine. You know, just
I like it 50-50.
50-50. Okay,
like it
I'm with you
50-50.
there. But, you know, I think the majority of people, 70-30 probably for the majority. Because I usually just play Into the Dark because it's the thing I have in the car and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
People like it.
Man, the Florida folks, we're all about the mix. We're all about the mix.
Gotta have the mix.
Good.
You know, mixed drinks, dude.
So here's
Oh
here's
my
the
gosh.
here's the crazy one. So this year we started the Squad Games Redacted podcast for our patrons only, and I'll just speak about one of the things that we talked about on our latest episode on that. And it was, I think, the only place Beta Decima actually exists is running the old Pariah Nexus boards. I think that the old Pariah Nexus boards with the holes in them with the walls is actually super, super interesting, and making the rules of shooting through that obscuring super, super cool. And you can jump across the pits and stuff. I think that is really cool. Not this dumbass ocean bullshit. Like it kind of has this like Into the Dark feel mixed with the Beta Decima stuff. I think that is actually awesome compared to these like this open warp fog oceanness. Not a fan.
We're talking about Warp Fog Ocean. That's metal. That's so
I know,
metal.
I was like,
I'm
this
about
is
that.
so cool to me
You're making it
too.
sound cool. Yeah, this rules. I'm about it.
Describe
Yeah,
it more,
everybody can play
Dakotah. I'm loving this.
Fucking Ben over here, the GW hype man. Yeah, let's fucking go.
I mean, I just talked a lot of crap about the data slate, so I think
That's true.
balancing it out.
We are 100% balancing each other.
Balanced data slate for Beta Decima. There we go. BD for BD.
Yeah, I like the Beta Decima terrain for like Knockmund, and I think but having to buy 2 terrain sets, I think is more or less rough.
Right. If you own it, that's cool. Like I like collecting the terrain. I don't buy them all the time, but I need Chalneth. I think I don't have Chalneth.
Yeah, just bring in cities of death.
Yo, that's what I
stuff,
want.
and I'll be set. That's
Oh
all I
man,
want.
that would
Custom
rule.
rules. Let's make them
Yeah, we definitely can.
into the open. There we go.
Into the city,
That's
out of the
is
city,
that a song?
touching grass.
Touching
Fuck
grass.
no,
Oh
we're
my
playing
gosh.
Warhammer.
So, is there anything else that you guys like? Ben, how has your YouTube channel been going? I know that you said that you make a lot of videos for Warpfire now, but like, how has your year been for content creation?
For Battle Brothers, I can pull up the date here. It's been a long time since I put out a Battle Brothers video, but we do the Kill Team Casuals podcast every week with my good buds Russ from GFN and Reese from Threes to Wound, and so. But yeah, then I started working for Warpfire Minis this year, which has been really, really awesome. It was my local game store before I started working there. Now that I work there, it's just icing on the cake. And so I do YouTube videos for them. We're trying to, a goal for 2023 or 2024, sorry, is to put out more videos. So more of that is on the horizon. And then I just shot something for Battle Brothers. I won't say what it is, but I shot something for the first time in many moons.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
Yeah, because I had, I got two girls. My oldest is 4, my youngest is 2. So it's like, man, it's an age that I really don't want to miss out on. Like, you're never going to get that back. So,
That's true.
so I've slowed down on the videos, but I am really itching to make them again. So I just shot something the other day, but I'm not gonna count my eggs before they hatch. So, but I did just shoot something, and I'm pretty pumped for it.
It came out well.
We'll see. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Probably by next year we'll see. Because unless you post it tonight,
it won't. It'll be next year for sure.
Okay.
So, did you guys miss any Kill Team Casuals, or did you guys get it every year, like every week?
Kill Team Casuals, we do. Yeah, it's like we may miss a week just because life is busy, but I think we did something like 40 episodes this year. So
nice.
not quite every week, but like almost every week.
So Ben, you have a hobby hang that you guys do all the time. I see it's almost like your guys are constantly in there. When you want to tell us about that on your Discord?
Yeah, man. So I can't take credit for this. I have to shout out Dub, who is one of my mods in the Battle Brothers server, and sort of the main mod, I would say. And he has championed this hobby and hang situation. And every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, they hop in there, and I hop in there when I can. I can't take credit for it because I only hop in occasionally when I can. I'd love to be in there more, but it's bedtime for me for our girls. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, they're in there hobby and hanging, and it's growing. And they always got guys who are painting and just chatting it up. And so there's a great little community there. We have this guy named Carcos in there. Shout out to Carcos, who's like a monster commission painter, and like he will, just talk about what he's painting or give tips sometimes. So there's just a super, super fun, cool, and generous community that hobbies and hangs, on the voice channel in our Discord, the Battle Brothers server. But it's Dub's baby. His name is Dub on Discord. It's all his baby, and he does a great job with it.
That's sick. Yeah. Yeah. Are you working on anything else?
I'm getting back on the horse with Battle Brothers, and so
at least. I'd
love to start putting videos out again, especially with season 3 coming out. I would love to start putting out stuff, and so we shall see. Perhaps battle reports, perhaps not. We shall see. That's what the future may hold. But we'll see. It's kind of hard, man. Like guys out there, like my buddy Russ, just kills it so hard, so makes it hard to want to jump in. But I think I'm going to try my hand at it. We'll see.
Yeah, that's always the hard part. It's also finding the time.
Oh gosh, dude, so hard.
Planning.
Yeah, like for us, like we're always constantly like, hey, do we run a local get together? Do we run a tournament? Do we record a podcast? Do we try and do a YouTube video? Do we make tournament terrain? Do I hang out with the family?
Exactly, man. Just you can only do so much. It's hard to pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, family comes first, so it's like, it's hard to fit it all in.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, G, do you want to tell us any accolades about our podcast and what we've been doing this year?
Yeah, actually, I'll pull up some numbers because numbers are fun, and people like stats, right? It's something that's quantifiable that they can hear about, see about, all that other good jazz, and go like, oh yeah, like statistically, salt is salty, shit like that.
Yeah, people love that.
So if we go into an overview, just here in the United States, we have 49.86% of listeners. Makes the most sense. We're US based. Next is the UK at 14.29, which also makes sense. They make the game. Then you got Canada. And this fourth one, Canada's at 7.98, by the way. This fourth one was a surprise, but then the more I saw in our Discord, the more it made sense. Australia is at 7.28% of listeners.
Wow, they're about
the
to
whole time.
They're
They're close to take over Canada. Yeah. And then Poland is somewhere here, since, Poland is a scene. They're at 0.98%. We almost have 1% of Polish people listening to this podcast. And at the very end, we have Uruguay with some percentage so small that it registers still as 0.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Somewhere in Uruguay.
Yeah. We also haven't missed a single episode all week. And in some weeks, we posted 2.
That's mostly true.
That's mostly true.
There's one we missed. And I want to see if you remember it.
We missed a week?
Well, there was something posted, but we technically missed a week.
That was KTO week, right?
No, we had KTO.
Because I think there was like a quick interview segment on it. Was it because I had COVID?
No, it was the week of LVO. We were so busy, we didn't have time to record. And I remember this because Emmanuel was like, I'm going to drive up to LVO. I saved their episode for the drive, and it's a minute and a half, and then it was over.
That's the one I was thinking about. Okay,
yes. Yeah. It was just for us to say, we're going to be at LVO. We're really busy, so we actually can't record anything.
That's actually fair, guys. LVO, I don't think anybody knows.
Well, this year's LVO, our troubles to get to this on 2023's LVO was worse than this year's.
Yeah, it really was. But also, this year's LVO it's even bigger, but we have a lot of staff this year. So hopefully,
That's awesome.
We're all dedicated. We have a lot of staff and a lot of volunteers. So we have a really great group of people. So I think that we are going to be able to cover everything that we wanted to do last year with just the 3 of us. So 3 of us and Elliot forever. That guy's great. So, yeah, so I think that we'll be able to hit, we'll be able to cover a lot more this year.
Well, our goal was to hit 200 this year. So last year we hit 100 tickets sold. This year we sold over 200 tickets, including After Dark and Narrative. But I'm
going to go ahead and say that's not really our fault because FLG closed tickets. They gave us 48-hour notice, and we thought we were going to be able to have I think another 3 weeks to sell. And I do believe that we would have been able to get easily just 200 competitively if that wasn't shut down so quickly.
Yeah, it definitely picked up in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
that's huge, guys. That rules.
Yeah, last year was rough because I don't think we slept for 56 hours before we actually got there. And we were so tired getting there, on our way there, that we actually had to stop and take an hour nap. Giacomo, what did you do during that hour when we stopped and slept in the car?
God, I don't even know.
He got out. No, he got out.
Oh, yeah.
And he got a burger.
Yeah,
and he came back in.
That's right.
And then, but it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up. I was like, "Why does it smell like onion in here?"
That's
John
right.
was just back here, nom 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 nom.
That's right. Oh my God. We're gonna do that again this year, right?
It was so funny, and I remember us being so grumpy. We were just like, "No, you get the fun." That day that we were trying to set up at 7 in the morning in Vegas.
Yeah, I think I woke up Wednesday and I didn't go to sleep until that it was Tuesday and I didn't go to sleep till that Thursday night. It was insane. And other than my hour nap, I'm sorry everyone. But also last year we had our
house flooded.
Our house flooded. Yeah, it's been rough. So our house flooded and then we were under construction for the majority of the year. And then once we kind of started to get everything back in the groove and everything, I was probably there for a month and a half. And then the laser caught fire and then we had to do everything like that again. So that was...
I'm actually beginning to believe that LVO is a cursed tournament for us.
That's what Sheldon thinks. Sheldon thinks that LVO is a cursed tournament. I kid you not. If you talk to him...
We have the weirdest things happen to us, and it always hits us November, December. And I think it's because we do a holiday event in December, and that's usually just fun and easygoing, a hangout for us. And I mean, it was great this year, but other than that, all of our focus goes into LVO. And I mean, we have incredible work days over here because we have to build 100 sets of terrain to be able to do this, and I just feel there's something wrong with LVO. It's a curse.
So we have this great, our Discord is really good with coming over and helping build terrain for LVO. So there's a lot of times where we'll just run
people, really, honestly.
Yeah, we'll just run terrain days. And we actually started running terrain days this year in October because the goal was to have all terrain built and done by Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think we're still missing a couple Into the Dark sets. But outside of that, we have all the terrain pretty much done. Now it's just on to like product and prizes and yada yada, and Etsy orders. But now that I have the laser up and running again, we're starting to move the wheels again, slowly but surely. But
And the reason why we have the laser is because we had to do a GoFundMe because it was a sudden shock to lose an $11,000 laser to us right at the holidays. And the community came together and so many people donated money to our GoFundMe. And it was such an incredible experience. And we are forever going to be in debt. And we are very grateful for those who helped us out in our time of need. So
yeah, thank you. Thank you, Giacomo. Appreciate you both.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta support the buds, man. Gotta support everybody.
Yeah.
It was incredible to see so many people come forward between like helping us build terrain. And I really admire people who are doing this on their own. I don't know how like one person is just, just finding terrain and running these events by themselves because it's so hard. And, once we hit the numbers that we're hitting, the three of us, I think also are like, we're always so busy. So, I mean, we really do appreciate everybody who helped us out in that.
Yeah, for us, we kind of go from LVO to AVTT back to LVO, and then maybe we'll try to fit one more big tournament in, or we'll try to push for another big one. But I also did a lot of traveling this year to go and play. Yeah. Giacomo, you did a little bit of traveling.
A little bit.
You went to KTO.
Yes.
And then I think this year we're hoping to go to Nova.
Perhaps Florida,
Kill Scream, and up in that's in the Pacific Northwest, and BAO. Those are going to probably be our big travel events that we currently know of.
Man, I want to go to Kill Scream so bad, dude. I would have been this past year, but it was the same day as the Tampa Open, the GW Tampa Open.
No,
and because Tyler's a good bud, and I know he's a friend of the show, but he's also a real good bud of mine. So I am so pumped for Kill Scream.
He's going to be at LVO. He's one of our guys who's going to be helping us out.
Oh, that's Eric, but Tyler is Eric. Tyler's also helping out on Thursday.
Yeah,
with terrain.
I knew his name was in there, so
we're
chatting with somebody.
Shout out Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Pacific North to the PNW, right?
Great dude.
Right? Pacific Northwest.
And they've really come out strong this year. So if we look at any kind of stats, Dakotah stat time. They're number one in the U.S. via points. We're going to have to see if they can hold on to that number one spot, or if Kel Team or Plasma Spam or Brooklyn Strategist, any of these other teams can overtake them. But it's pretty cool to see the Pacific Northwest rise so far, because they were super far down. And then, I don't know, man, the fall happened and Pacific Northwest was like, yo, we're here to fuck. And then they came out and they crushed it with ITC points and they came out and ran some really big tournaments. Whatever they're doing up north, they're doing it right. So what is your guys' biggest accomplishment of the year? Like, it doesn't have to deal with Warhammer, just it could be life. What are you most proud of that you did this year?
Survived? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
You guys accomplish any kind of goal or anything like that?
I kind of, it's like we were talking about, like, we have an almost 3-year-old toddler. So it's kind of like taking a little bit of break from everything. And, I've moved a lot of what I used to do, because I used to be really heavy into cosplay, into kind of a different content creating. So I launched a YouTube this year, and I'm not like super proud of it, but like a TikTok. I force the guys to do TikToks with me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel like Giacomo and Dakotah avoid me when we go places, because I'm like, hey guys, what are you guys doing? But I'll like corner them and be like, hey Giacomo, you want to film a TikTok with me?
I have to. Yeah, she has a knife.
I know. Like, I grabbed a hold of your ugly sweater, which was not ugly. It was actually cute. You're the only one who looked cute that day. But
ooh, nice save. Nice save.
Because it was a poncho too.
It was a poncho. Well, we did for our Christmas party, we did ugly sweaters, and I bought a sweater that has our faces on it. So
oh my god, that's right. Holy shit.
Yeah, so it actually is a picture from us from like AVT prior. So it's me, Giacomo, and Dakotah, and then like our Squad Games logo. It ended up being amazing. But
it's very funny. You didn't even post a picture of that, did you?
No, I did. It's in the TikTok, but you can't really see because it's such a busy sweatshirt. But I should post a picture of it. But I feel like it's just like, for me personally, it's just kind of getting back into, content creating and kind of exploring this new, I don't know, this new thing I want to do about being more of like a personality than actually, dressing up. I was so young. I was so young. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate when people are like, I'm an influencer. I hate that. But if you want to be, that's fine. But
okay,
not me.
The best.
Yeah, you've had a couple quite viral little TikToks.
Yeah,
they're
actually,
funny.
My two biggest was one with Dakotah, where I stuffed him in a garbage bag, and one with Giacomo. But it's really funny because it's like when I post stuff, it's interesting to see, because I'm only using TikTok. I do enjoy it to kind of like push my YouTube reels because I really want to grow YouTube right now. But it's funny who uses TikTok and how they perceive videos versus YouTube. And it's like, dude, they fucking love those boys. So I feel like I'm just taking them with me on this journey that they didn't even know like what's going on half the time.
That's fair. About you, G?
Mine is seeing the podcast become the most consistent it can be. No, honestly, think about it. Like, that's time you have to invest and continuously hitting it with speed bumps in the way. Like when we had the time where Dakotah's recording was completely lost, so we had to fix that entirely.
Oh yeah, the Eldar one.
The Eldar one, that was like a big one, and I was like, whoa, well, these challenges are coming out. And in addition to that, also being prepared for all the streaming stuff we've been doing when we have taken streaming to tournaments and watching those work with no real problems. It just shows we're getting better at it, guys. We're going to keep getting better at it. And also painting those Castercan. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed painting that Castercan. Very inspiring. Shout out to Alex again for giving me those heads.
Hell yeah, Alex.
Hell yeah, Alex. See you tonight.
Ben, do you have any big ones?
Oh man, for the hobby side of things, like the wargaming side of things, like running a couple tournaments this year, and I think I ran my first one this year because I hit you with like 1,000 questions, and you were super helpful. But it's like running tournaments, seeing some of the other guys in the Florida scene start running tournaments is pretty rewarding. It feels pretty cool. Like similar to you guys, like podcast stuff, like Kill Team Casuals has done really well this year. And we've seen a lot of growth, and so that's pretty fun. I get to do with my good buds, Reese and Russ. That's always a fun time. But like in life, just in general life, like started a new job at right before 2023, the tail end of 2022, I suppose. I got a job at Warp Fire, so like that was a very cool moment to where now like my work and my hobby has emerged into like very few people get to do that. So I feel very lucky in that regard. And then like kids and my wife and kids, my pride and joy, like best things in the world. So like just watching them grow up and all that kind of stuff is pretty fun. Like started school this year, like one of our girls did. So that was big, but yeah, man, just a good year. Like, like you guys, life has kicked me in the teeth a few times this past year, but we persevere, man. In 2024, we just keep going and keep slugging. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I think mine would probably be the last LVO. It was such an emotional roller coaster. It was such a huge undertaking that we did as a small team. We had no idea what we literally started 8 months before we hit LVO, right? And it was just like, yeah, we ran tournaments so that we could be ready for LVO, but it was our first stream. It was the first everything. And it's just like, it was the beginning of the year, and it's hard to top that, professionally wise outside of life. And, yeah, it was pretty big. I mean, we had a lot of good, flag football moments this year, with me, the wife, and my friends, and overcame a lot of stuff. But professionally, I definitely would say the LVO of 2023 was kind of like the major accomplishment hard to top it. I guess AVTT is also a really big one. It's just purely us, no FLG involved. But yeah, pretty big. You guys have any favorite movies or TV shows that came out this year?
Godzilla -1.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
It was
Actually, you
so
just like
gosh
the
dang
big
good.
monster movies, huh? I heard you love Pacific Rim. You just like the big monster movies.
Kaiju films are fun as hell to watch.
That's
I don't
fair.
think they're like going to win like, Golden Globes and stuff. Golden Globes is the wrong one. Academy Awards, but Godzilla -1 is very good. Like if you're not into kaiju films, but you want to see a good movie, still go see Godzilla -1.
Yeah, awesome. Very fun.
Fair. Saya, did you have any?
No, I don't watch I have not watched a lot of movies
Paw
this
Patrol.
year. Like I know that's what my life has been, Paw Patrol and like just little kid stuff because like,
Hey,
it
Bluey's
gets-
a good show.
I was gonna say, shout out to Bluey, man. Bluey
Yeah.
freaking rules.
It does, but that shit's too emotional for me. So
I mean, it could be worse. You'd have to watch like Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse nonstop. Yeah, we get it.
I
Toodles.
put that on for Soren and he was like, no. And I was like, all right, bud.
It's like my niece and nephew watch it. It's one of the shows I'd rather watch anything else. Like, can you guys pick anything else, please?
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
It's no.
Hey, no. Soren's really into this show. It's like The Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Uh-huh.
And like, it's about this girl who, I don't know, she's a freaking like, they're like superheroes, but they're young. And like, she turns into like a butterfly superhero. She's got polka dots on her outfit. And this boy is the Cat Noir. And like, it has a really complex like love story in it. And I'm like, this what? Like, because it's like I work and he sits with me at my desk sometimes and like that will be on my other computer and I'm just like I'm like slowly entranced by this like child show and I'm like, are they gonna get together? Like, what's up? Like, are they gonna discover each other's like identities because she's crushing on Cat Noir's like boy self at school, but like he knows, but Cat Noir, the boy, knows who she really is, and I'm like, and then like Cat Noir like asks, it's like a complex like love story, and like I'm here for it, and I was like, dude, this is my life right now. Like, I need something else to do.
For me, I really liked Rebel Moon this year. From it's very recent, so it has a little bit of recency bias, most likely.
When are you watching
Wait,
these
hold on.
movies?
You're
That's the Snyder one, right?
You're the one guy I've ever heard say they liked Rebel Moon. You're the one guy.
yeah?
I haven't watched it yet. On paper, it looks awesome. It's like 40K Star Wars mashed together, Zack Snyder. But I have never heard anybody say they liked it. I'm super intrigued.
Yeah, man, that's what it felt like. It felt like a Zack Snyder movie. Yes, there was a couple Zack Snyder movie tropes that were like, did you really have to do that? But it was essentially like Warhammer 40K, like the bad guys fight for the Imperium. And you're like, a little 40K to me.
But it's like the Mechanicum is in there too, right? Like,
Yep.
even like the names are
Mechanicum
like
too,
totally
yeah.
40K, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this could have been a really cool 40K movie.
Watch it was, and he just got the script and was like, we're going to change shit.
Yeah, basically. No, but I mean, I really liked it. It was pretty cool. Like, there was a couple tropes in there, but I definitely thought that it was a really fun, very fun movie on Netflix that I got as much as I was hoping out of it. So there's a big shout out to that one.
Nice.
Maybe it's on Netflix, right? Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out, man. I've heard a lot of crazy things about it, but I need to check it out. I haven't really watched a ton this year, like of movies that came out or anything that came out this year. But I'll just shout out constantly on a campaign for my favorite movie of all time, the best movie that's ever been made, the 1997 cult classic Face Off, best movie. I rewatched it again like 2 weeks ago. It's awesome.
It's gosh,
the best
Nicolas
movie that's ever been
Cage
made. And John Travolta. Yep,
Oh
Castor
my
Troy
God.
and Sean Archer. One, a lawman who's lost touch with his family. The other, an eco-terrorist, just wants to watch the world burn. It's the best movie, and they switch
My man,
faces.
you
It's
have
the
to
best movie in
stop.
the world. It's the best.
Like the memories just flooded back into my head.
It's awesome. It's the best movie that's ever been made. It's so much
And
fun.
it's that weird face thing where like they pet their kids and loved ones' faces. I remember that vividly.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's the best. It's awesome. Face Off
See,
rules.
My favorite movie of all time is Braveheart.
Oh, I love Braveheart, dog.
Mhm.
Oh man, yeah. So
Soundtrack
historically
to that?
inaccurate, but awesome.
Yep,
Yes.
it's fun to
The
watch.
soundtrack is phenomenal. I like Hot Fuzz. That's
Hot
gonna
Hot
Fuzz
Fuzz
be
is great.
Well, that's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great
it's my
movie.
feel good movie, and I literally can just watch it. I probably could watch it every day. I just have it on. I just really enjoy
Shame.
that.
Giacomo, if you say
I'm
Kindergarten
gonna say
Cop, I'm gonna
Jurassic
lose
Park
my mind.
3.
All right, there you go.
No, I'm
Jurassic
not. I'm
Park
lying.
3.
That'd be a fucking lie. Obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, will know now. I love Jurassic Park. It's like the movie I saw, and I was like dinosaurs at 5, and that shaped my whole life. Even though I'm not a paleontologist or a botanist
Kaiju.
or anything, but I like monster movies and stuff.
Oh, that kind of does explain a little bit.
It does explains
yeah.
a lot.
Dinosaurs are dope as hell, man. Like kids,
They
pick dinosaurs, trucks, or
Bro,
something else.
I step on a dinosaur every single day.
He chose dinosaurs. There you go.
Mhm. Is your little one into dinosaurs, Ben? Your 2-year-old?
No, they're both girls. So stereotypically, like they like the girl stuff, the Barbie stuff. Right now is what they're into.
Dude, have you seen the Barbie lines? Like we got so many for my niece, and they have all sorts of crazy Barbies these days. I was very shocked.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, they have way too many. They have too many toys. It's
They
awful.
definitely are representing everybody out there. I'll give you that. Shout out to Mattel. Good job, guys.
That was a good movie this year. Barbie movie was fun.
Good. Yeah, it was funny. I liked it. Did you do Barmageddon? What was it? Barbenheimer? That's what it was.
No, man, I didn't even see Oppenheimer. I only want to watch movies that are a good time. I don't want to watch a sad man who hates his life.
Man,
I just want to watch
such
fun
a good
times.
Film though.
That's how I feel too. Like I want to escape reality. I don't want to be miserable. Like,
Yeah, man. Like I just want a good fun time, like Face Off.
oh man, like that.
Hey, that's like me in Under Siege, man. I love Under Siege.
Oh, is that the one with
Steven Seagal on the boat?
Seagal.
Oh yeah.
Where he's the cook?
Yeah, and Gary Busey's not crazy.
He's always been crazy.
Before he gets into the accident.
Like
Yes, before he gets in the accident.
Tommy Lee Jones, I think his name is like Stranix, like William Stranix or some crazy name like that.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Got a naked girl pop out a cake. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff.
It's got everything you'd want in
it's a
Pulp
feel good
Action
movie.
film.
No, it's
It's a feel good movie.
Absolutely. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to, talk about before we round out the episode? Anything you guys want to talk about this year overall that, has been great for 2023?
I won a whole painted kill team at our White Elephant Exchange. That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty
Painted
good
by a lovely Aiden.
I know.
Yes.
Mhm.
Shout out Aiden. You might be
I
listening.
know. I
You
got
might
a
not be.
shark
Who knows?
theme legionary team.
What? That rules.
Yeah, it's so cool.
The depth
All
And I feel bad
underwater.
because I stole it, but it was White Elephant, and the person I stole it from is I'm probably on a list. So
yeah, like it wasn't even her turn to steal.
love you,
She just
Kyle.
stole it.
no, it was my turn. It was my turn. I stole it fair and square, and I immediately felt bad about it.
Yep.
Why'd you steal it? You could return
Well,
it.
we do a lot of teaching games, and so I always love to bring fully painted terrain sets for people, just so they can have a feel of like how different the teams could be and how they can look. And I mean, you really can't beat a shark themed legionary team.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
dope.
I mean, I think that next to some of the, we have a really, another team that was donated to us was a jester, very very jester themed. I'm sorry, my mind is escaping me.
A Jester themed Necron team. Just kidding.
Oh my God, can you imagine? No, Void Dancers.
Yes.
So sorry, that was a hard non-leap for me, but
Ben's second most hated team.
I know, but it's fun because they're so dynamically different, and I love to use these specific kind of like small kill teams to be able to like do teaching games with, so people, especially if you're trying to get people into the hobby side of it, to see what they really can do. So that's why I stole it. It was for good reasons.
Fair.
A good way to round out the year. Yeah. just
For me, it's how many friends that I made and met this year. I made a lot of connections. Maybe I didn't keep them all. I apologize if you're listening. And then the community support behind the GoFundMe and all that kind of stuff is just like, it's just so crazy. I was thinking I was going to get like $20 from like my dad or some shit, Yeah, I did not know that the amount of support that I would receive. But also like, it just goes to show that, like I put my whole heart and soul into everything, and it was really cool to see it reflected back. It was really cool from the community, and it just shows that we have the best kill team, best tabletop Warhammer, community out there. So yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it.
That was really nice of you. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, G? Anything?
Nothing else that I need to really mention that we haven't already touched on. I'm just appreciative to be here to get to talk to you guys. It's a pretty fun little thing we get to do. Mm-hmm. And I think that's pretty cool. I put on my sunglasses right now, but you can't tell.
Yeah, but thank you, Ben, for jumping on. Is there anything else that you want to shout out, homie?
Oh man, yeah, it's always a pleasure to come hang out with you guys, and thank you for having me on. Just shout out the podcast, Kill Team Casuals on. We stream live on what's the Twitch. We stream live on Twitch, and then the podcast goes up the next day. Most Mondays, maybe 75% of the Mondays of the year, we have a podcast up. And it's a good time. Kill Team Casuals. We come at things from a little bit more. We're sort of losing our casual reputation a little bit as Russ and I are continuing to do better and better at the events we go to. And so it's not quite as casual as it used to be, but
was it Kill Team sweaty now?
Kill Team competitive.
Oh my god!
It's getting sweatier by the minute. I'll tell you what. But thankfully, we have our Australian friend Reese to hold us down. He is the anchor in our casual. He's making sure we stay casual. But yeah, just check it out. And then Battle Brothers Tabletop is my YouTube channel. There's nothing new up on there for the past little bit, but there will be some new stuff on there coming in this next season of Kill Team. So if you want to check that out, you can. And just thanks for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure. And hey, dude, I'm so freaking pumped to come hang out with you guys in a few weeks for LVO. I'm psyched.
LVO, get some Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah, dude. Hang out with you guys. Meet Tyler. Been talking to Tyler for years, and so excited to finally meet him.
Put a face to the name. Well, I'm sure you've seen him in pictures. So.
Oh yeah, can't forget that handsome man.
Yeah, we met Tyler for the first time at LVO. Fast friend from the beginning. So
yeah, dude, he rules.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's so cool how everyone in the Kill Team community, no matter where they're from, whether it's, what did you say? Where's that one place that you said we have like 0.01% of listeners from?
Oh, I just closed it out. Uruguay, maybe?
People from Uruguay all the way to people, in
I hope it's just one listener and we're like, yeah, you, that guy. And
yeah,
like,
you're
it's me, I'm from Uruguay.
Oh, they witnessed me.
We do, and we appreciate you.
Hey, they're making the prequel, so
Yeah, I'm excited about Mad Max.
Oh man,
like Anya Joy Taylor. I always get her name confused.
Yeah, something like that.
Charlize Theron. Let's go.
How about you, Dakotah? You got any shout outs?
Well, I've shouted out quite a bit this year, or this one. I want to shout out the narrative team, so Sheldon and Rob, for putting a lot of work in these past few days to make sure that we can have this all go through on time for people. Making sure that that'll go through. I want to shout out all the staff for LVO: Elliot, Saya, Giacomo, Eric, and Troy. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone who's coming to LVO, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to meeting everyone there. Looking forward to having the competition done right and having everyone just have the best time that they can. And looking forward to seeing the community once again. So
very nice. Yeah. Saya, yourself, any last shout outs?
Sure. My shameless plug. You can always follow the things I'm doing on Instagram and TikTok if you want to see me force these guys into doing silly things. My tag is Saya Yon, SAYAYOHN, and my YouTube is Tabletop Mayhem, and my goal is to be posting new things bi-weekly until I can get to a point where I'm able to weekly post new content. And I have a sneaky project I can't talk too much about. That will be going up on Twitch probably a month after LVO. We started to do a fun stream project.
Ooh.
So I will give you more information when I can about that.
It's exciting.
Yeah. And lastly,
Super exciting.
I just want to shout out all the patrons who support us. That's really nice of
Yeah.
them. And we, it's wonderful. You guys keep supporting us, and we'll keep making stuff for you guys and for everyone else who's just listening. We love the people who just tune in to all sorts of podcasts. If you want to join the conversation, we have our Discord. It's in the description, as well as these lovely people. All their stuff is also going to be in the description. You can click on that. And if you want to find me and the painting stuff that I'm doing, I'm on Instagram at wargaming_studios. That's wargaming_studios. And if you're still looking to get any third-party stuff, maybe some secondhand, firsthand stuff from your favorite board games, you can use our affiliate link at FLG. That's going to be in the description. And of course, you still got time to get the LVO shirts, the Squad Games LVO shirts. The link will be in the description. Check those out. Check out the kits and everything else. Get yourself a cool ass shirt. Show us a little bit more love. We had the homie out there. Dylan designed the whole shirt. It looks awesome. And yeah.
Until next time.
Till next time. Happy New Year. Or I guess
Happy New Year.
Hello to the new year. The Squad Games podcast is a production of Squad Games Entertainment. For more information on Squad Games, please visit our website at lestersworkshop.com/squad-games.